Trigger warning, descriptions of physical and emotional abuse. Thank you all for coming to remember my dad. If he could, he'd jump out of his casket with wrinkled smile and tears in his eyes and ask everyone for a hug. Then he'd stand up here and joke that being dead isn't lively enough, that he misses the frenzy of people that make up our growing family. We would share stories all night and grow closer through our bittersweet grief. Here's the story I'm here to tell. When I was 9, I sprouted a passion for video games. We had a dated, dial-up, absolute mess of a computer. But to me, it was a surging machine that could produce entire worlds at the keystrokes of my fingers. My dad was a stranger to computers. He didn't see their function for a man who cooked and tinkered with his hands. He looked at technology with confusion and insecurity. But after seeing how excited I got, how drawn I was to gaming, he made efforts to bridge that gap. He asked questions. Sometimes he'd even sit with me as I took on each character and their universe. They're like interactive books, I said unconvincingly, bartering for more time. All year, he saw me navigate through the digital landscape of the internet. Our shitty Dell was my deep space starship. On my 10th birthday, my dad asked me to wear a blindfold and walked me into my room, then revealed before my eyes an assembly of computer parts lined on my desk. I did what any 10-year-old would, squealed, jumped into light, and gave my dad a tight hug. "We can build it together," he said as he embraced me. Moments like this confirmed that he understood me. He had eyes that listened, ears that felt, and hands that witnessed. I loved him. That was my happy funeral story. And not a single word of it is true. Instead, I had an abusive, alcoholic father whose version of respect was actually obedience. He expected not a fucking word. He'd threaten us preemptively with, "You really want to piss me off?" He gave rage and apathy, not warmth. My dad had a toolkit of weapons to use against my mom, siblings, and I. Physically, there was his whack, belt, boot, wooden spoon, punch, hair yank. Emotionally, threat, berate, guilt trip, humiliate, gaslight, isolate. He spent decades of his life trading our well-being for his authoritarian control. Once we were able to, we left him. And still, he was so delusional, he played victim and went off the rails when his manipulative toolkit stopped working. He chose to never outgrow his cruelty. And he reaped our absence. Now he's dead. On the way here, I stopped for a donut. The woman behind the counter asked me, "Are you having a great day?" Not, "How's your day today?" "Are you having a great day?" I said, "No, my dad died." She burst into tears. Of course, she didn't know how awful he was, but I saw compassion in her eyes. And she gave me a free donut. No one told me you get a free donut when your dad dies. That stranger saw me and showed me more humanity than my dad did his entire life. I'm not grieving him. I have been wishing my dad gone since I was 6 years old. I'm grieving the dad I didn't have. A sliver of that fake birthday story wasn't too much to ask for.